Hello, hello. Tell you what, brother, it's great seeing you the other day. What we're going to do is the same thing we talk about every time, and here's what happens. When this clicks for you, you're going to say, oh, I love what you do on your own when you're playing up the instrument, but we only know a couple chords right now. What we're trying to do is set a foundation, and that foundation comes from holding that pick right, pointy or flat, doesn't matter to me, putting a finger down on that first fret, and playing through these spider exercises consistently. Here's what they should look like. You can go down if you want, but generally I just go all the way down to the beginning, because what we're trying to teach is moving minor seconds or half steps all the way through 4 frets while keeping our thumb parallel, and then being able to get each one to make a tone without, as I did the first time, hitting an extra note. You want an individual note moving through there. So the long story short is, the idea about from the top down to the bottom, that gives us spatial awareness, because eventually we're going to be looking at these as being pentatonics, which incorporate only certain notes of those multiple different notes. This allows us, when we're learning scales, to be able to play something like a melody through a note in different modes. The kind of ideas where if you're playing a C major, yeah, C major sounds great over that shape. But if you're playing something like a C major 7, you kind of want to experiment with the different notes that are inside of these scales and preferences. So, practice them teeter-totters, practice those spider exercises, get those fingers nice and strong. When I say teeter-totters, here's what I mean. The chords that you should know are the E major. First finger is going to be on the 3rd string, the G string, to make a G sharp. Secondary finger is going to be playing the B note on the A string, so the 5th is that one. There we go. And then a finger right above it. This shape is super universal. We're going to be using this like all over the fretboard. So maybe why not do something like this? Play all downstrokes on that E major, play it in your 2nd fingering, and then move it up a half step, and then another half step, and maybe go crazy. Yeah! Just keep working that up till you hear it again, and stop at the 13th fret. And then you're there, another E major. Just a little caveat. Try that also with the same shape right above it, and that will give you an A minor. All of these chords are found on the YouTube channel as well. So if you want to go through this A minor, do that same thing. Just move it on up and down. Hear how it sounds with the other different notes while you're playing and doing your thing here. And then that totally leads to us being able to play chords and shapes. I know some of the other shapes we worked on are the G major, which means our secondary finger is going to be playing the low G. Our 3rd finger is playing the high G, because both of these E strings, the 6th string, a bass string, and then the 1 string, a high tenor string, is all the way up top there, so they're parallel. Our 3rd of the chord, because we need to have a G, B, D, we have G on the bottom. B is played at the 2nd fret on the A string. A, B flat, A sharp, B. Between those 2 notes, these 2 shapes are extremely popular because they define 1 and 3. So essentially 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5 everywhere. And we start seeing patterns all over this thing, but it starts simple. So let's make our big old stack, a pancake of knowledge, put it in our tool bag so we know how to communicate about music, and then let's go from there. I want to leave you on one little rhythm jam. I want you to play an A minor. I want you then to play a pinky on the G, and then go to a big old D major and wrap your thumb around to hit the F sharp. And then we're going to be going down to the E major. Again, A minor with the G, D major with an F sharp in the bass, and then a resounding E major. This is going to get your hands and your motion together. It could go as fast as this, or it could go slow as this. Using just different patterns. Ooh, that's hard one. And here it comes. And big stretch for the G sharp. If you wanted to go back into your A minor again. If you could do that, that'd be great. Try that 4 or 5 times this week. It's just a mechanism to get our fingers and our brain used to playing in rhythm. Down, 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 down. And it correlates with our teeter-totters. It was good seeing you. I'll see you next week. Aloha.